So I have no idea why, but my continuous glucose monitor has been acting up lately, and it never does. Well, it does sometimes, but it usually doesn't. Like, I usually don't have trouble with Dexcom at all, but I don't know if you can see this, but these little dots right here mean that it's not reading my blood sugar or it's having trouble calibrating. And so I already washed my finger. So I'm just going to check my blood sugar to see what it is. 206 and going straight up. I don't understand why that is. I did have coffee, but I bolused for it. And I bolused like 20 minutes before I drank it, and I drank it pretty slowly, so I'm not sure why it's acting like that, but it's 11:41, and so I'll be eating lunch, and so I'm just going to bolus for my blood sugar and what I'm going to eat. It's going to be like a breakfast wrap. Okay, so how I bolus for this when my blood sugar is not reading is I just hit bolus. I enter the blood sugar, which was 206. So then that's how many units I will need. Just hit the check mark again. And now it's bolusing. And now I'll make the wrap. So by the time the wrap is made, it'll probably be around 12 o'clock. Okay, it is currently 12:30 and I am having so many issues with my Dexcom. I don't know what is going on, and of course I have so much to do today, and it's like not keeping track of my blood sugars. About an hour ago it said I was 207 or 204, sorry. So now I've eaten and it's saying that I'm 86, but can you see? Record. It says it's 86 there, but there's no arrow. So meaning that it's confused. It doesn't know if it's going up, down, if it's staying steady. It has no idea. So that's a sign that the CGM is having a very difficult time. And so I washed my hands. I'm going to check my blood again and just see what it is. Okay, yeah, my CGM is completely wrong. It is currently 164, my blood sugar, and it's saying that I am 85 or 86. So I calibrated my CGM earlier when it was 204, and I'm going to calibrate it again. I'm worried that it's going to tell me to replace the sensor, and if it does that, it takes 3 hours to calibrate because I still have the G6. If anybody has the G7, if you could let me know if you like it. I'm so wary of new products because I feel like they just tend to have a lot of technical difficulties and glitches. And so let me know if you have had any of those issues with your G7, because I would love to switch, because it's only a 30-minute warm-up as opposed to 3 hours. I usually do my warm-ups, and this is not good. Do not take this advice at all. My doctor tells me this is not a good practice, but I change my Dexcom right before bed so I don't have to wait the 3 hours, because it drives me nuts. You don't realize how often you look at your blood sugar on your pump or on your phone until you don't have it, and the 3 hours just drives me crazy. I hate it, and it's hard to change it when you're out doing things. Like, I don't know if I would do it in the morning, in the afternoon, at night, because like if you're somewhere and then all of a sudden your CGM expires and you have to change it and do the warm-up for 3 hours, it's such a pain. And so I always do it at like 10:30 at night, and so, or sometimes I even push it back to 11. So if I'm like at a concert or something or whatever, I don't have to worry about it until I get home. So anyway, I'm going to calibrate it. I can't show myself calibrating it because it's on my phone and I'm using my phone to film, but you just go on the app, you type in what the blood sugar is, and you just hit calibrate, and it'll tell your CGM what your blood sugar is. And then sometimes it fixes the problem, sometimes it doesn't. I feel like the problem is not going to be fixed because I have already calibrated it once. And yep, now I just got a notification that it's not reading at all. We have the dots again. So I might just have to end up changing the sensor because it's not helping and it's honestly causing more issues than not. And I never have issues usually with my Dexcom. And like now I'm gonna start cleaning, and cleaning will sometimes make my blood sugar go low. So I'm not sure if I should put my pump on activity mode or if I should wait to see if it goes low and just drink juice. Like this is like the thing, you can't do anything, you can't do any normal activities with diabetes. You have to think about every single thing you do during the day. Like I'm like, okay, if I'm just cleaning the kitchen and doing the dishes, that doesn't require a whole lot of energy. So I should be okay. But then when I start cleaning and cleaning around the apartment, then it's gonna maybe drop my blood. And if I'm vacuuming, I don't know why, it makes my blood sugar drop. So I'm like, do I do activity mode now and try to prevent it? But then what if it skyrockets my blood? Or should I just drink juice when it goes low? But I don't want to have to take a ton of breaks because I have so much to do today. So I don't know. I think what I'm going to do right now, since it is 160, whatever it was, 164 or whatever I said before. I don't know why I'm looking at this and not telling me anything. Maybe I just had a lot of protein with my wrap too. So maybe I will let it just be. I won't do activity mode. See, and usually I would know when my blood sugar is dropping because my Dexcom would tell me, and so I could catch it, but I'm not going to have that, so that kind of stinks. But maybe I'll just let it be for now because I don't want to risk it going too high. All right, so that's all I have for you for now. So I'm going to start deep cleaning the apartment because it is an absolute disaster and it is my fault. My husband is so wonderful. He's so tidy. Like I feel like most people complain about their husbands because they're like, my husband's messy, or my husband, throws his clothes next to the hamper but not in the hamper, or whatever. My husband is the opposite. He is very neat, very tidy. He puts things back, and I am just the chaos tornado that just sweeps through and just, I don't know, has everything everywhere. I tell him anytime he's gone with the military, I tell him, I'm like, man, when you're gone, the apartment just throws up everywhere. It's just, stuff is everywhere, and that is what happens. And so I need to clean this apartment. It is 100% on me why it looks like this. So yeah, so I have a lot to do in not a whole lot of time. Okay, so it is 1:06 and I've changed my mind. I am running around a lot more than I anticipated, and so I am going to do it on activity mode. So to do activity mode, okay, so you just go, I'm going to do that, and then it'll give me less insulin, I believe. The CGM is still not working. It's now at 134. It's now 134, but there's no arrow. So it's still confused as to what my blood sugar is. So I'm going to have to replace it. I just don't want to. It's going to be such a pain. And I don't want to replace it at 1 o'clock because in 10 days, I'm sure I'm going to be busy at 1 in the afternoon. And so I just feel like I should just wait till 10 at night. Either just remove it completely and just not have the CGM today, or pray that hopefully it works. I don't know. But I'm going to now clean the living room. I know I mentioned that my apartment is a huge disaster. It is. The living room is actually not bad, but I'm just going to vacuum and organize and dust it. It's mostly the bedroom and the kitchen is a disaster. The living room is not too bad. It just needs to be vacuumed. But yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. Hopefully my blood sugar doesn't go low. I feel like it is going to, so I put it on. So that's why I did activity mode, but hopefully we'll be okay for the next 3 to 4 hours. I'm hoping I can still be cleaning. This is a whole day process. Okay, so I have an update. I vacuumed just literally that little portion that you just saw. And my blood sugar is 80 and dropping. So I'm going to have to eat something or drink some juice or something. That is so frustrating. It's like you can't ever, I don't want to make this day in the life of like me just complaining about diabetes the whole time, but I just want it to be like very realistic. Like this is literally like, I'm not speaking for every diabetic. Maybe other diabetics can clean their whole house for hours on end and not have a single problem. I don't know. That is definitely not my reality. I have yet to figure out how to do certain things like this and have my blood sugar be okay. So I'm going to have to stop and drink some juice, which is just frustrating because it's like when you like just want to get some things done and you just can't. So anyway, so I'm going to take a break even though I am literally just got started. So okay, so update. I just drank 2 juice boxes. I just drank these, well, it's crushed, but these little Apple and Eve juicy juices. I drank 2 of those, which that is 30 grams of carbs. Normally I would just drink 1, which is 15. And so hopefully that'll keep my blood sugar good. Right now it is, if this is even accurate anymore, who even knows? But I can feel that my blood sugar, it was going low. So even if this wasn't working, I would have still known that it was dropping. So this is what we're at right now. It's 84 and just slightly going down. It's not a straight arrow down, it's just a slanted, so that means it's still going down but not as quickly. The red little like O at the top means that it's not giving me any insulin right now, and then the little man running in the corner means that it is still on activity mode. So when my blood sugar is good, it's still not going to give me quite as much insulin. Hoping that my blood sugar will be okay. Who knows, because I'm moving like all the furniture to vacuum underneath it, so I might need more juice or something. I have to go grocery shopping, so I don't have a whole lot of things to eat in here. I could eat a protein Greek yogurt, but other than that, I'm literally running out of juice too, so we'll see. I may have to take a break and go to the grocery store because I'm running out of options. I just got an alert. Okay. I don't know what's going on. Maybe I should check my blood sugar again. Now it's saying that it's 76 and still going low. Okay. We'll check my blood. This is not a good day for my CGM, and I swear I never have issues with it otherwise. So we'll see what my blood sugar is actually at. I did just wash my hands. When I was little and I would have to check my blood all the time, I would literally wash like this, my pointer finger all the time and never touch anything. It's so like anytime I was doing anything when I was little, I would always like grab stuff like this. I would always grab it without touching anything with my pointer finger, because then if we ever were somewhere where I couldn't wash my hands and I needed to check my blood, I could like check my blood because I was so nervous I was going to get the wrong number. So when I got the glucose monitor, it was so nice because I never had to worry about like my finger. I would always have my pointer finger like that, always. Anyway, my blood it says 82. So anyway, so my glucose monitor is working right now. So at least it's not 76, it's 82, but it is still going low. Hopefully the juice will kind of help it out. I wish I had something with protein. I don't feel like having a yogurt. We'll see. Well, hopefully the juice will just work. I'm not hungry. I don't feel like having a yogurt. I don't feel like eating peanut butter. That's pretty much anything we have with protein right now. So, I don't know. one thing there's a lot of things about diabetes I don't appreciate, but one thing about diabetes that is so difficult is it definitely makes you into an overthinker. You have to overthink every single thing you do every single day. Like cleaning, you can't just clean. Like that's not a thing. Like you have to think like, am I going to be doing the dishes? Am I going to be walking around a lot? Am I going to be vacuuming? Does that kind of stuff make my blood sugar go low? Like what kind of effect does this have on my blood sugar? And so like even going outside today, you know, if it's 80 degrees, it's going to make my blood sugar go higher than if it would be like 60. And so every single thing you do, every single day, you have to constantly like try to be one step ahead of whatever you're doing and whatever is going on. And so update, my blood sugar is now 80 and going straight. I still have activity mode on. I have been cleaning. It is 2:40, and I have been cleaning. I cleaned the bathroom. I didn't film it because I just think that is gross. But I am losing energy, and I think like that's like one thing too with like your blood sugar going low and then coming up. Like I feel like for me it just like kills my energy. And so what I'm doing now is I don't have a tea kettle. This doesn't affect my blood sugar at all, but I have my apple tea, and it's that Celestial brand. I'll put a picture of the kind it is, but I just put a bunch of bags in here. Anyway, but what I put in it, because it's an herbal tea and doesn't have any caffeine, is I bought this off of Amazon, and it is natural caffeine, and it's actually made by Diabetic, so it does not affect your blood sugar, or it's not supposed to affect your blood sugar, and it hasn't affected mine. So this little scooper, this tiny little scooper, is like 220 milligrams of caffeine. So I fill it like a third of the way, because I already had caffeine today and I'm not gonna like be crazy. But anyway, so I just put it in my tea. It doesn't affect the flavor as far as I know. I mean, I've never put it in like water, so I don't know if it tastes weird or not, but it does blend very easily. So this is what it looks like. Whoop. You just mix it together. And it does make the water like a little cloudy, but it mixes, and I can't taste it with the tea. And then I just I'm not a huge tea drinker, but I do really like this apple tea. To me, it tastes like apple cider, and it's so fun to drink it, because normally I can't drink a lot of apple cider because it affects your blood sugar, but I can drink this tea and it doesn't do anything. So yeah, so I'm just gonna let this, you know, steep for 5 minutes, and then I'm gonna drink that. Maybe I'll have a small snack, I'm not sure. I might have a protein yogurt. That's like all I have here that has any protein in it right now that I even feel like eating. So maybe I'll have that. I won't bolus for it. It doesn't have very many carbs in it. I have one left. It's vanilla, and it has 8 grams of carb and 20 grams of protein. So this stuff is awesome. And so I'll probably eat some of this. I'm gonna eat the whole thing. I'll eat this, and that should hopefully carry my blood sugar pretty well, because it has 20 grams of protein, so, and not many carbs. So I'm not gonna bolus for it, and the tea doesn't have any carbs, so. Okay, maybe I should name this video A Difficult Day in the Life of a Type 1 Diabetic. Now my blood sugar is 60 and going down, and all I've done for the past half an hour is sit here and drink my tea and eat my yogurt, and it's going down. Like, what? It's like the days that you have so much to do, it's like, can you just Please cooperate. Anyway, oh my gosh, I feel so drained from my blood sugar not cooperating and trying to do everything I need to do around here. Anyway, not every day is like this. Some days are super easy. Some days my blood sugar is high, which is not good either. The only plus side is this should lower my A1C. My A1C has jumped from 6.7 to 7.2. At least that's what my Dexcom is predicting. And the last time I went to my appointment, it was pretty accurate. So as of right now, I think I'm gonna drink some more juice and I don't know, maybe eat a snack. I'm just not that hungry. I haven't eaten a meal in a while, so maybe I really had a small breakfast. It was just a yogurt, and then for lunch I had the wrap. So I don't know. I did get a notification. Oh, okay, so my blood sugar is now 60 and straight. And all that red is like the time that it has not given me insulin because it's been going low. So I guess I'll take another break, finish my tea, and see where we are then. Okay, I may or may not have gotten desperate and eaten a Rolo and 3 of these butterscotch candies that my husband got for his golden birthday. My mom gave him a golden box with a bunch of different gold candies, and I ate 4 of them because I am so sick of my blood being low. It is currently 65 and going down. So it is, what time is that? 3:16. Oh, this says that it's 65 and steady. Okay, my Dexcom just sent me an alert on my phone as I was talking saying that it was going down. So my pump might update or my Dexcom might update. I don't know, but this is where we're at. Okay, so I just finished cooking my pancake, and I have to show you what this pancake looks like. Oh my gosh. This is one thing you will not find on my channel is cooking advice. But that is my pancake. So I'm going to put a little bit of peanut butter on it. I mean, it tastes fine. It's just a big clump. But I'm going to put some peanut butter on it and just eat that for dinner. I know it's not the most healthy, at least it's a protein pancake. But I just have so much I still have to do. So my blood sugar right now is 123 and straight. So I'm just going to bolus for these pancakes. So this recipe for the pancakes I just got on ChatGPT, and what's nice about ChatGPT is you can just ask how many carbs is in the pancakes. So it said about 25. So we're going to do 25 grams. And hopefully this will hold my blood for the rest of the cleaning and everything I need to do for the rest of the night. Look at that. All of that time it wasn't giving me any insulin because my blood was going low. But yeah, so now I'm gonna eat. Hi everyone, I think I'm going to end it here for today. Thank you so much for spending the day with a type 1 diabetic. Bye. Sorry if I look crazy. It is 90 degrees out and I just got done taking a walk, but I just wanted to add this into the day of the life of a type 1 diabetic because this is also what happens sometimes in the life of a diabetic. Yesterday I was supposed to have an appointment with my endocrinologist and I was pretty excited for this appointment just because my blood sugars have been pretty crazy and I did want to ask questions about pregnancy and different things like that. And I noticed that it wasn't on the app. My appointment wasn't on the app. And so I called and asked, am I still having my appointment today? And they said that it was canceled. And when I went to reschedule it, he is not available until January. I was very nice, I was very nice to them, but I was, because it's not their fault, but I was extremely upset. And then I remembered that I saw a pharmacy technician a while ago and they can also make changes to my pump. And so I tried making an appointment with her and she's booking out until August, which is better than January, obviously, but she's still not an endocrinologist. I mean, she just makes adjustments to your pump and that's it. Like, she won't be able to help me with any of my other questions, I don't think. And then I asked if I did the appointment virtually, if it would be sooner, and they said no, it would be the same. And so it was gonna be the same. I just did a virtual appointment just because I do want my insulin adjusted. And I did send them both a message on the app asking them to look at my pump on the app and to make adjustments because my blood sugars have just been crazy, which I am grateful that we have the app, that I can communicate with them through that. But I was very upset yesterday just because I was really, kind of looking forward to that appointment, to seeing him in person, asking him my questions, and now I have to wait until January. I was very upset. And then today, so also what happened yesterday was my pump malfunctioned, which I've never had that happen before, where it just said it malfunctioned. And so I called Tandem and they helped me with it. They were very helpful. At about 2:30 in the morning, my pump malfunctioned again, which thank God I woke up because my blood sugar was low. And then I woke up and the pump had malfunctioned. If I had not woken up from that low blood sugar, the pump would have just malfunctioned and my blood would have been so high when I woke up. And so I was very thankful that I woke up from the low blood sugar. And so I called Tandem because they're 24-hour support, which also I'm so grateful for because I don't know what I would have done. And they were a little nervous that the pump wouldn't reset because it was the second malfunction in 24 hours. And I was just like praying that it would, because I didn't have, the pharmacy is closed. I don't have the supplies that I need in case of an emergency because it's at the pharmacy, the prescription is at the pharmacy in case of an emergency. They were able to override the malfunction and they said that they'd be sending me a new pump a day to get here. And so I went back to bed and everything was fine. And now today it is almost 4 o'clock. But today I just was also having so many issues. So I don't want my biggest fear is my pump is going to malfunction in the middle of the night and I'm not going to have what I need. And the pharmacy is going to be closed. My doctor's not going to be available. And so I called the pharmacy because my doctor had put in place emergency prescription refills in case my pump would fail. I could go to the pharmacy and get long-lasting insulin and get anything that I need. And when I called the pharmacy, they said that the prescription was canceled in October, which, why would an emergency prescription be canceled? It just didn't make no sense to me. I was very upset. Again, I was nice to them, it's not their fault. And so I called the nurse. I was on hold for literally I was on hold so long that the receptionist picked up the phone and said, we're just going to call you back because no one's answering. And eventually they called me back and said that they would put in a prescription for Lantus, which is the long-lasting insulin. And I said, okay, thank you, And then she wanted to look at my pump on the app, and she said that there was no pump showing up, and told me to call Tandem, which I had just been on the phone with them on Friday about the app because the app wasn't working on my phone, and now it's not working on their end. And I thought I fixed everything, so then I called Tandem, and they were able to figure it out. And So that was good. I tried calling the nurse back because I wanted to make sure on their end that, you know, they could see the pump and everything. But I mean, I called at, I don't know, 2 o'clock or probably 1 o'clock. I don't even remember. I think it was actually probably 1 o'clock because I think it was closer to lunch. And I just wanted to ask, you know, now can you see the pump? And nobody, you know, the receptionist answered, tried to get me to a nurse. No one answered. So she told me that they would call me back, and it's now almost 4 o'clock and nobody has ever called me back. So anyway, so that was pretty much that. And then I, about an hour ago, called the pharmacy to check on my prescription so I could pick it up because I wanted to pick it up before they close. And I didn't want to wait too late to the end of the night where they can't reach my doctor. And they told me that the insulin is out of stock. Why did nobody call me? Like, the minute you know, like, the insulin is out of stock, call me and tell me that. Like, oh my gosh. So I asked her, and they say it like so nonchalant, like, oh, it's out of stock, it'll be back in on Thursday. Oh, okay, great. And so I asked, you know, is there any other pharmacy in the area that does have this insulin that I can transfer the prescription? And they said yes. And so I'm gonna pick it up in probably 20 minutes. But I have literally been dealing with this for 2 days straight. And I'm so grateful that it all got figured out for the most part. I mean, I'm not happy about my appointment at all. I'm happy the insulin got figured out, and I'm happy they're sending me another pump. And I'm very grateful so far that I have not gotten any more malfunctions, because they're like, at some point you're not gonna be able to override the malfunction anymore. But like, what keeps going through my head is like, what if this was like a true emergency? Like, what if, you know, at 2 in the morning I would have gotten this and found a pharmacy that was 24 hours and my prescription was canceled. You know, my emergency prescription was canceled, which that was the point of the emergency prescription, was so it would be there in case of emergency. And I just like keep running that through my head, like, what if, like, thank God that didn't happen, but what if it did? It's so, some days are just so frustrating. I'm trying to think of the things I'm grateful for. I'm grateful that the insulin got figured out. I'm grateful that the malfunction was able to be overridden. I'm glad that they're able to send me a new pump. I'm, you know, thankful for all this stuff, but it doesn't help. You know, I can't help but think, like, what if the malfunction would not have been able to be overridden? Like, that is just like so scary to me. And I think this just very much like also just reinforces all my fears with pregnancy. I'm so scared that I'm going to be, you know, kind of thrown to the side, because I do very much feel like that a lot, you know, with my diabetes in particular. I feel like anything else I go to the doctor for, it goes pretty well, but for some reason my diabetes, just, I always have so many issues with it, and I get so frustrated because it's scary. And I just keep thinking, like, my gosh, what if I was pregnant and this happened? Like, that just, it scares me. Or what if I'm, you know, they say also, like, when you're pregnant, you're gonna see the doctor like every other week. You have to make adjustments every single week. And it's like, how is that possible when I can't even get in until January? Like, is there like a priority list that I'm put on for that? Like, I don't know. I would like to see him and ask him these types of questions, because I just don't even understand how that possibly works when he has no availability, and then the pharmacist technician that I'm supposed to see also has no availability. And she even said too, like, a lot of our appointments will be virtual just to make adjustments, but then when I want to schedule a virtual appointment, it's 2 months down the road. Like, I don't know. It's been a very rough 2 days of diabetes, and then, you know, I don't know. But I thought I'd put this in because most days are like the day in the life that I'm showing in the video, but there are day in the lives that are very frustrating and are very scary. And so I thought I would just include this. And I don't want to come across like I'm complaining or, you know, poor me or anything like that, because I know people have it worse, way worse. I know that some people don't even have insurance to go to the doctor. I know that some people aren't able to get an insulin pump, or, you know, some people don't have a great support system like I do. And some people actually do have life-threatening emergencies, and thank God this wasn't. And so I'm not saying anything like that. It's just, this is just all part of also having diabetes, is like, yes, it's the blood sugars, it's, you know, daily checking your blood, injections, things like that, but then also just like dealing with all of the supplies, and then if something goes wrong, and, you know, doctor appointments, and all of like the what ifs, like what if that would have been worse, and or like what if I would have been on vacation and this happened, like it's, yeah. But anyway, so I just wanted to include this. Let me know if anybody has experienced this, or if you know like a better way to deal with it, because like I feel like I deal with it in the moment when I'm upset and I'm scared and I'm like, oh my gosh, like what am I gonna do? And so maybe if anyone has any tips on like how to actually deal with situations like this. I don't, you know, you would think being a diabetic since I was 9 I would know more how to deal with it, but it's still scary and I still panic. So yeah.